Pussies longer than this foreign. Heard you want it cause it gets enormous. What's an ass? Said she isn't gorgeous. Live my life last name of Morgan Freeman. Trying to touch a forest. Do not know we're knocking on the door. This came in, I came in, I came in. Did it like the pussies coming in. Yeah, flex. I just run away. Yeah. Run away, run it real. 2, 2, 3, 3, I'm on 10 again. Okay, alright. Coming in, yeah. Flex, I just run away, yeah. LABB, who we run away, run it real. 2, 2, 3, 3, I'm on 10, 10, 10, yeah.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Have we got a show for you? Let me introduce our cast. The host with the most from Punta Gorda, Florida, Mo Diggs. All the way from Chi-Town, Jello. Coming in hot from LA, Florida. After Harley, we have some special guests tonight, some very special guests. So I need you right now to start typing your favorite emoji, spam that chat with your favorite emoji right now, spam it, and spam it. I want to see it get crazy. Let's get ready to get over the top.
I feel like a lightning bolt hit the tip of my penis.
Yo, 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 what's poppin', Hawks? What's poppin', man? It's your boy Mo Diggs with another episode of Over the Top. I know I posted we were going to post at 8 o'clock. But it took a little more time to go ahead and put together some of those finishing touches for you. We got a very exciting show for you tonight. I cannot wait for us to get started. I have been waiting all week. But first, let me go ahead and introduce to you who's coming on the show today. We got Angelo from Illinois. We got Andrew Torres from LA. We got After Harley from LA. And we got the director, Mark Morales, here for you guys. I hope everybody's doing good. Why don't y'all say what's up to the Hawks?
How you guys are doing? I hope you're excited because we got some crazy stuff this week. Some crazy.
I'm excited. I'm so fucking excited. Great things.
I'm not that excited.
You're never excited.
That sucks.
Can you at least be excited enough to center your phone?
You got to be excited.
All right, guys. All right.
Intro. Drew is in.
Yeah, you're in the intro, bro. Did you see that? You made the intro.
That's only part of my contract agreement.
Well, we're gonna have to dock you for mentioning the contract. What's going on, Mark?
You ready for the skit?
All right, let's get the skit going. We got a nice little skit here for you guys. That is the response for Tua Tagovailoa when he gets drafted from the Dolphins. They're sitting there, they're patiently waiting. Nobody's smiling, nobody doing anything. And then all of a sudden he gets the call and he finds out what's going on. No reaction whatsoever. They're like, oh, okay. Oh. And then this is me reenacting said skip. I get the phone call. I let him know, hey man, I got drafted by the Dolphins. He says, can you pass me the tiller? But what they didn't show was what happens when the Dallas Cowboys draft you. So, yeah, I get the phone call, I let him know, and now we're screaming. No! Over the Cowboys.
You kind of did talk over your audio, but.
Well, I didn't know, man. I didn't know. Sorry. I got no audio on it, so I didn't know what you were doing. Yeah, but I don't have the. Obviously, I don't have the volume on my TV.
You guys, you're gonna have to rewatch
you just have yourself talking in the background.
You're gonna have to rewatch it because it's hilarious.
It's hilarious, and I'm gonna have to rewatch that.
Yeah, you'll have to rewatch it.
I'm gonna have to rewatch that. That I got you. All right, so what's going on next, Mark?
All right, this is our next segment. Our next segment is Andrew Hates Everything. Andrew Hates Everything.
I already don't like
it's a bit where three guys try to get Andrew not to hate something quite so much.
Creamsicles.
Yeah.
Who said I don't like creamsicles?
You did.
No, that's the color. That's the color of the Bucks in the '80s. What are you talking about?
So is it safe to say that you love?
So you like bucking creamsicles?
Fuck no, I don't like it. I like the color though.
God damn it!
But you like creamsicles then?
Well, here, let me throw you something other than creamsicles at you. So I've been doing a little research, and as a lot of Star Wars fan knows, they dropped the final season of the Clone Wars episode, which is an animated series for Star Wars, and they finally dropped the final season. And in doing so, revealed a huge plot twist to the Star Wars saga. Apparently, Darth Maul is the one who starts the Rebel Alliance.
Oh wait, that was it?
You don't like that? You don't think that makes it that takes it to a whole new level? The Star Wars saga?
Yes, the original Rey.
Okay.
Kylo Ren.
Like seriously, that was it? That's all you had to say? Like,
I mean, you don't like that idea that Darth Maul started the Rebel Alliance?
He's
not down with it.
Star Wars, it's Disney. They're gonna make money off of anything they can. So
what are you talking about? I don't care who's making money. I'm talking about the twist to the plot.
It sucks.
What?
You could have been. You could have been like.
Communist.
Okay, you could have been like Darth Sidious was the ultimate Jedi. He came back from the dead, and now he's gonna seek his revenge. And I'm like, okay.
You literally just said what the plot was toward the end. That's exactly what happened. Darth Sidious found a way to come back from death.
Well, there you go. Maybe I should be writing Star Wars.
You don't like Star Wars, man? Really?
I like Spaceballs.
Like, how un-American are you? Without Star Wars, there is no Spaceballs.
What are you talking about, dude? First off, you're talking to a Bucks fan. Look at it. That's the problem.
I'm alright. Damn, somebody's got a problem with Buck fans.
Look,
All right, so I guess it's safe to say, Andrew, that you hate it.
I don't like it.
Why not?
So you hate it.
What is there not to like?
Kind of hate it.
Kind of hate it.
It's just a dumbass concept. They could have came up with something better than that.
What's a
Alright,
dumbass concept?
Come up with something better then.
What's a dumbass concept?
Darth Maul being the whole doing whatever the hell you just said. It's like it.
But
Whatever.
that's what the original like comics and shit said do. What do you mean?
Okay, well,
Wait.
what movies follow comics?
Wait, hold on a
Movies
second.
follow comics.
Hold on a second. Have you know what Star Wars comics? You've read Star Wars comic books?
Hell no.
I have not.
So what are you talking about? That it's following the comic book?
I did not.
I heard.
I'm yelling at Angelo about it.
Yeah.
Oh Lord,
I've seen some shit on it.
Brian, I hope you got something special. You got something special to pass by Andrew's approval?
I've been trying to think of something, but I mean he hates everything.
So we still gotta try.
I mean,
that's not true. I like.
We could always try to convince him that
Andrew hates puppies.
Damn.
I do. I actually hate puppy breath. That shit's nasty.
You ain't lying. I ain't gonna argue that one. That shit rank.
All right. Well, that didn't go as planned. Mark, what's next on the lineup, man?
All right, this next segment is what we normally do is entertainment and sports.
Entertainment and sports. Wow.
Very cool. Very cool.
I hit like 1,000 home runs last
Before
night.
you say anything, look, where do all the old people go to die?
Florida.
That's why Brady's here.
Ooh.
Damn.
Ooh. Bro,
Not
Bucks,
even Tom Brady
bro,
is safe.
Bucks fans are the worst. They're the worst.
Look at them.
They're absolutely the worst.
Is there nothing sacred?
Look, that's why they got the skull.
You literally got the GOAT. You literally got arguably the best tight end to come out of retirement with a year of rest.
We got the GOAT to bring his ass to the slaughterhouse. That's about it.
Damn.
Holy cow.
Why the
this is going to be
though?
interesting.
Breaking my heart here.
Do you think he secretly injured himself?
Who?
I think he secretly found his retirement home that he wants to move to.
That's a shame.
So you think he's going to go out with like a hip injury?
I mean, it depends. I mean, as long as he's got his walking on the field, there's not that much chance of a hip injury.
So where is he going to carry the ball at? His nutsack? Going to wrap his nuts around the ball?
It's not going to be like it's totally inflated anyway. He can put it anywhere.
Well, besides Tom Brady coming to Tampa Bay to apparently retire, did just have the draft. The draft was very enjoyable. A lot of teams made a lot of big picks. Dolphins finally drafted a quarterback. I think it's a huge mistake, but it is what it is. So we got Tua. They've already publicly said they're going to redshirt him the first season, which is stupid because he's already cleared medical waivers. So I don't know why you would sit him an extra year. It's not like he's playing behind a Hall of Famer or something. He's playing behind Ryan Fitzpatrick. But I mean, besides that, Burrows went to Cincinnati. That's going to be the new highest paid rookie of the 2020 class. And we'll just see how the season goes. From what I understand, they're thinking about having a late start, starting in October with no bye weeks, to try to put in as much work as they can, I guess. I don't know why it's going to wait till October because we haven't even gotten to their preseason. But we'll just see how it goes, I'm guessing.
I've got a prediction.
Okay.
Aaron Rodgers is going to be traded to Minnesota.
I don't agree with that at all.
Why not? They took Brett Favre.
I understand that Minnesota took Brett Favre, but they took Brett Favre after he played for a year with the Jets because the Packers aren't going to trade them to the crosstown rivalry in the same division kind of thing. It's just stupid. He came to Minnesota to stick it to Green Bay after his contract was up with the Jets. And a lot of people forget that the Packers drafted Matt Flynn in the first round, and they kept Matt Flynn on the bench for 4 years. They kept Aaron Rodgers on the bench for 3, even being the first round pick. So all because they went and they got a quarterback in the first round, that doesn't mean that they're done with Rodgers. They're just thinking of the future because obviously he is getting older. He's getting older. There's no telling if he can get hurt or not or whatever, whatnot. But what really sucks is that a wide receiver rich draft, the Packers did not draft anybody to help Aaron Rodgers. And that's the biggest question mark, is that he just has no weapons to throw to. That's his issue. He's the NFC Tom Brady, pretty much, without the rings. So
yeah, that's my hometown team, and it hurts to see, but they can't do much.
No, I mean it's really tough being a football fan, especially in this era. I mean, I feel like Andrew has it better being a Bucks fan, me being a Dolphin fan, because I just watch the mistakes that they make, and most of their mistakes are through their general manager. It's their draft picks. They're just terrible draft picks. And then free agents that they sign are guys that are just past their prime. They're overpriced. Like, what are you doing? Like, I don't understand what you're doing. So for a while there, I think when Andrew first met me, I actually boycotted the Dolphins. And if you look at the history of their number 1 draft picks for the last 20 years, only one player is still on the team. And the only reason he's still on the team is because nobody will take him.
Damn.
Because he sucks. He's a wide receiver who's fast as shit but got no hands. Devontae Parker. Yes, I said it. I don't care if you're a Miami fan and you guys like Devontae Parker. If you like him, then you know shit about football. You don't know not a damn thing. So just stop it. Just stop it. Anyhow.
Stop it.
So I mean, there's not really much we could talk about sports. There's not a lot of sports going on due to our situation, but there is some news in the entertainment world. They released new pictures of Ryan Pattinson, who's doing the Batman. If you're interested in that, it's probably more of a girl thing or whatever. It's just to show how he's physiquing himself for the movie.
Hey,
Hi, Mom. What's going on? And then another news, it leaked how Val Kilmer had to fight, beg, and pretty much plead for his life that he wanted to be on the sequel to Top Gun. So that got to leak. So more disrespect to the great Val Kilmer. And we already talked about the Star Wars plot twist that Andrew shitted on. I mean, let me ask somebody who's more pro Star Wars. Brian, what do you think about that, man? Darth Maul starting the Rebel Alliance? Isn't that crazy?
I kind of feel like it's been a long time coming. Like it's something that they needed to throw, like a kind of like a wrench in, just because
It was getting
like
boring.
I mean, honestly, like it was starting to get to the point where like the movies and the TV series were kind of reaching a plateau. Like they'd already told the story, they'd already done everything. Like, I mean, hell, they brought Darth Sidious back in the last movie just to kind of like throw a wrench in it. Yeah, to bring it back from the dead. So I feel like it's been a long time coming, honestly.
You do know that J.J. Abrams didn't direct the 8th installment, right?
Yeah, I know.
So the guy that directed the 8th installment rewrote a lot of the stuff that J.J. Abrams was setting up.
Which is what pissed me off, because to me, the 8th one was a waste of fucking time, talent, and money.
So was the 7th one.
True, but like with the seventh one could have been forgiven had they used it to set up the 8th movie. But in the 8th movie, I feel like they literally just said, hey, the fucking 6 hours you just spent watching 6 and 7? Ha, fuck your shit. None of it existed. Like, here's a whole new movie.
See, they had to bring Sidious back because they killed off Snoke. That's why they had to do it. There
don't know,
could have been
I felt
another
like-
stronger
I
beam,
felt-
and Kylo Ren's character was nowhere near where it needed to be.
and it was never gonna be there. Like
No.
honestly, like with them killing off Snoke, that should have been it. Like it should have been like the final movie should have been the collapse of the Empire altogether. Like fuck Kylo Ren shit up and call it a day. And I'm sorry, I'm cursing. Like I just realized I'm getting pretty passionate about this.
Well, and let me put it into a context so that you'd understand, because you haven't watched the final season of Clone Wars, right?
No, I started it, but I haven't finished it yet.
Okay, well, I watched it. So I really think that the reason they used this was, I'm pretty sure at the end of Solo, they revealed Darth Maul in the universe.
Yes, they did.
So now, we're going to get Star Wars movies since Disney owns it now. Now they
Where
just
it
brought
ties it all
back
together.
one of the best characters to ever be on the screen, and he's only literally had like 5 minutes of screen time.
And you know what pisses me off about that? I feel like Qui-Gon Jinn was much better for character development.
Oh, he's
than
going to
Darth
be in
Maul
there
was.
too. Oh, he's
He
going to
better
be in there too.
He better be.
Oh,
'cause
yeah.
If not,
He's going to be in a
all
movie.
faith.
Because I know that they were going to do like a Ben Kenobi trilogy, and I think that got red lighted. That got stopped. But if they're going to do a Ben Kenobi trilogy, they have to have
bring back
Qui-Gon Jinn
Qui-Gon.
in. Yeah,
Yeah.
they would have to. So, yeah, Qui-Gon is another one that he didn't really get enough time on there. At least Clone Wars had enough sense to bring Darth Maul back from the dead. And they
Yeah, that's
even
true.
and then they even added an extra entity with Savage, Darth Savage, which is Darth Maul's
True.
brother, who was born on the planet with the sisters and all that bullshit. But no, I'm actually really excited. But the reason he starts the Rebel Alliance is to overthrow the Empire so that he can take over.
Which I mean, that's literally the only way that they could have brought his character in without people being like, okay, what the fuck just happened?
Hey, Angelo, I see you're
Yo.
about as bored as I am.
That what?
I said, I see you're about as bored as I am.
Well, my mother said that everybody should go ahead and give Netflix's The Extraction a chance. I know it stars Chris Hemsworth. It does look pretty exciting. I have seen the trailer to it. We will give. At least I will. I'll give it a shot, man. I'll see how it goes. But since
honestly, in my
I started
opinion,
watching the commuter.
in my opinion, not to like speak against the Extractionist or the Extraction,
Ooh.
whatever the hell it's called.
just
I
speak
didn't
against
like
it,
it.
man. Speak plainly. Speak plainly.
I did not like it. I thought it was
Why?
the most
Explain.
horrifyingly boring movie I've
His
seen
name's
in my
Easy.
life.
But it's a
Exactly.
movie. It's like a spy movie, right? It's like
But it didn't feel like a spy movie. It literally felt like a spy movie that tried to. It feels like Mission Impossible tried to be Mission Impossible, while at the same time trying to show the depth and context of a 007 movie.
Well, let me ask you a question. Did you like the movie Body of Lies?
Honestly, I could have gone without that one too.
Oh, so then you just don't like spy movies, sir? Because
No.
Body of Lies was excellent.
I like my spy movies to be one of two things. It's either got to be Mission Impossible or 007.
Well, then you have a very particular mindset on that, and you know what? There's nothing wrong with that.
You know what?
God
And I
bless
can't.
you.
And you know what? And I can't even argue that because the Man from U.N.C.L.E. was another one of my favorite spy movies, and Atomic Blonde was phenomenal. So I mean,
No, they
there's
weren't.
spy movies that I like.
They weren't.
I didn't like Extraction.
No, you're
No,
totally
no.
wrong. Atomic Blonde wasn't that good a movie.
So
I liked
quick,
it.
on
What
spy
made that
movies,
movie better?
Would you consider the original Avengers a spy movie?
The very
OG
first
one? Yes, I
Avengers?
would.
You know which one I'm talking about, right?
Yes.
The umbrella.
Yep.
The Umbrella.
It was with
Yeah. Yeah.
Jeez,
Uma
what's his
Thurman, wasn't
name? It was Uma Thurman and the
Oh, I know what movie you're talking about now. Okay,
the guy that
okay.
played the dad in the original Jumanji.
Well, I don't know what to tell you. Atomic Blonde sucked.
It's okay, to each their own.
The Man from U.N.C.L.E. was boring. And Mission Impossible sucks too. I hate to tell you.
Damn, you're just hurting me now.
I wish Tony was here when I said that. If I said that, he'd have lost his shit. Obviously, I don't mean anything I just said. So. I was just saying it to bother you. But okay, we'll just go ahead and move on to our next segment. Why don't you let us know what's going to go down here, Mark?
Well, we wanted to do a little bit of a moment of silence, a little bit of remembrance, and then we'll go into movies and video games.
All right. Moment of silence, boys. Very cool. We could have slowed it down some, though.
Just a little bit, yeah.
It was kind of fast.
Really
It's kind of fast. But hey, it was good. It was good. It was good. It's your first time doing it. First time doing it. So, a little music talk, huh? I heard that a pretty cool band just dropped an album, and it gave a pretty cool host a really nice hard on. And I would like Brian to elaborate.
Well, you know, I kind of just wanna go over, like, I mean, I want to get the sad, negative stuff out of the way. Like, I do feel that moment of silence was great, but we lost a lot of artists this last month. Most recently, we lost Adam Schlesinger. For those of you who are not familiar with that name, he was a bassist, guitarist, and backing vocals for Fountains of Wayne.
Oh.
Yes. So the guy that so enthusiastically sung and played about Stacy's mom passed away.
Damn. He didn't even get it.
But I mean, on top of that, we lost I don't know how well you guys listen to rap, so you guys know a lot of artists that are all about their wordplay, all about their flow. So earlier this month, we also did lose Fred the Godson.
I did hear about that.
Yeah, that was another one that kind of shook me a little bit because, hell, he's not much older than we are. We lost Joe Diffie, country star Joe Diffie, man.
Unfortunately, I don't know him.
Yeah, I don't know him either.
See, with me growing up, like listening to everything, like, you know, I had family that listened to country, and I think that's why I listened to Joe Diffie. And then we lost. I mean, I'm sure we lost a lot more people in the artist community, but earlier we lost Alan Merrill, who was the lead singer of Arrows. He was the first Westerner to gain superstardom in Japan for pop music. And last but not least, he wrote the song that shot. So, rest in peace. Thank you for that incredible song. And then, of course, there was the guitarist from Falling in Reverse that passed away due to unknown reasons. Speculation right now has it as, you know, a consequence of depression. But my heart goes out to them and their families, and, you know, quick recoveries to them, to their bandmates, to their friends. And yes, now all the depressing stuff in the artist world is out of that, you know, we're out of there. So in more lighthearted news, yes, like you were saying, Evanescence, they didn't drop the album yet, but they did drop their first single in 3 years to promote a new full-length album. And everybody's like, oh, they put out an album in 2017. No, they put out an album of covers of their own songs. This is their first actual full-length album in over a decade. So they already have all the tracks for it. They already have the name of the album. The album is going to be called What was it gonna be called? Hold on, I had it here written somewhere. Shit, I missed it. I must have accidentally deleted it. Anyways, so the song that they released is called Wasted on You, and it was just like a flashback. Like I felt like I was listening to like The Open Door or the album Fallen, like back in high school when I had my giant ass baggy like super cargo pants with like the chain straps like stretched across the back. I was like, yes, they're back. But I was pretty excited when they dropped that single, just because it's a sign of good things to come from them. Let's see what else.
If I could, I wanted to mention a lot of my. If you know me, you guys know I'm a big Machine Gun Kelly fan, and I was super disappointed with the album that he dropped, Binge, that has Rap Devil on it. That was just a terrible album, and he definitely suffered a huge defeat through that whole situation. But what I am happy to say is the music that he's been dropping now, he's kind of gone back to his roots, little pop punk kind of situation. He actually just collaborated a song with Ian Dorr and Travis Barker from Blink 182 called Sick and Tired, which is pretty cool. He dropped a song called In These Walls. Another one would be Diablo or Smoke When I Ride or Smoke When I Drive or something like that. It's they're pretty cool, man. There's actually a message in his lyrics now, and it seems like he's gotten himself some direction. So I'm really happy to see that Machine Gun Kelly's doing that. So I mean, that's what I got for music.
For sure. I have a couple more things, just because like I've been listening to new music and kind of popping in and out of old bands and new bands. I mean, for my metal fans, Asking Alexandria is releasing a new album after they announced the return of their original frontman Danny Worsnop. Last year they released an LP, but this is going to be a full-fledged album. It's their sound is a lot more mature. Definitely not just screaming anymore like a lot of critics said about the last couple of albums when Danny Worsnop was away doing his thing. Christian metal band Bless the Fall back in 2018 released an album called Hard Feelings, which it kind of marked their departure from like their Christian metal roots, I guess you could say. So they did lose a lot of following. They did have a change of heart, I'm assuming, because they just released a song on the 21st called Before the Storm, which is kind of them going back to their roots. They got rid of the lead singer that replaced their last one. So I think them returning to their roots might be a good sign. I just don't know how the Christian community will feel about it after Hard Feelings, because that was a pretty risque for a metal band that was known to be Christian based.
Aren't Christians all about forgiveness?
Yeah, I don't know. if you heard the first couple of songs on that one, you'd be like, "Oh, I don't know if God's gonna let that one slide by."
Well, I mean, obviously he didn't smite them, so he might be all right with it. So,
I mean,
So
I guess metaphorically.
How are you worried about what the Christians think? Snoop Dogg put out a Christian album.
Yeah,
that's true. He did.
Yep.
He did.
I mean,
I didn't hear anything about it, but
all the crap he's done before, and then for them to accept him for that, I mean, they got to accept this dude for what he did.
True.
Right.
Yeah, true. Let's see. A Day to Remember just dropped a single called Mind Reader, and every time they release a single, like they're that one band that like keeps me begging for more. So I can't wait to hear some kind of announcement on an album. Let's see who else. Destroy, Rebuild Until God Shows. You guys probably don't know who this band is.
Oh no,
Um,
no, not at all, sir. I have no idea what you're talking about.
But there was a post-hardcore band called Drugs that came out around the time like I had graduated high school. That was started by Craig Owens, who was the singer of another band you guys probably haven't heard of, Chiodos. And their debut album was literally just wordplay and metaphors and stories that he came up with to bash his old band. So
Holy shit.
yeah, like their first album was great. Like everybody was so hyped up, they all wanted more. Unfortunately, after their first tour, he kind of reconciled with his old band and he disbanded Drugs. So the band just disappeared from one year to the next. And
holy shit.
yeah, so the first week of April this year, a page for the band just showed up on Instagram. It got verified status like 2 days later, and all of a sudden Craig Owens confirms that the band was back together and they needed the coronavirus to end so they could announce their tour. Then they dropped a single called The King I Am, which I don't care if you don't listen to metal or not. If you are ever down in the dumps, blast that song, and I promise you it's going to lift you up.
What's it called?
It's called King I Am.
King I Am. And who sings it?
Drugs. Or Destroy, Rebuild Until God Shows.
Okay.
Z?
King I Am.
With
Yep.
Z?
No,
All right,
with
I'm gonna listen to that on the way to work tomorrow and see.
That's pretty much every day, me going to work.
Nice. Okay.
Let's
Okay.
see.
You got anything else for us?
Yeah, I got a couple more. I don't know if you guys remember. I don't know if I might be like kind of showing my age compared to you guys because y'all a little bit older than me. But did you guys ever hear a stupid ass song called "Shake It" by a band called Metro Station?
Sorry, sir.
All right.
Another one I haven't caught.
So Metro Station was a band that was fronted by the redheaded stepchild of Billy Ray Cyrus.
Okay.
So back in 2007, he decided he was going to release a song called "Shake It," which was like the emo teen female anthem. It made them a laughingstock, so they kind of disappeared.
Wow.
Then last week they dropped a single called "I Hate Society," and it's a huge departure from their original sound, and it's leaning more towards like an indie sound, so kind of like the 1975 and things like that.
Right.
Will it play out in their favor, or are they gonna claim stake in the one-hit wonder category? That depends on how many people remember the song "Shake It."
Right.
Honorable mentions, I guess, like Silverstein just released "A Beautiful Place to Drown." Fantastic album. It's another metal band that I guess the lead singers are tired of screaming and they're actually putting out more singing and lyrically appealing music. And they did a fantastic job with it. The Used continues to hold their grip on my emo little high school heart because they just released their latest album, Heartwork, and the first thing I did was download it. And it's a more mature and grown-up sounding masterpiece, but it still makes me want to grow out my hair like down to my shoulders, put on like guy liner, go to Hot Topic, pick up some skinny jeans and some band t-shirts, and like headbang down the hallways like at random places.
All right. Very good.
So,
very good.
Yeah, I mean, metal, rock, emo music, they're not dead. They just we kind of just stepped right into a time machine because My Chemical Romance announced their comeback last year.
Right.
All these bands are waiting for this pandemic to end, like The Used, My Chemical Romance. They already announced a tour together once this ends.
Nice.
So I feel like it's gonna be a good year for rock and roll, man. Like,
yeah, it's still early. We can turn this year around.
Oh yeah, like I feel like it's gonna be a
Maybe.
good year for rock and roll.
Perfect time for emo bands to come back after this.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
definitely. Definitely. All right. Well, that's what we got for music. Not a lot in the video game world going
Not
on.
much. I've been kind of playing Resident Evil 2, 3, Final
I've been
Fantasy
playing-
7, and Death Stranding.
I've been playing Resident Evil 2 myself.
Well, I know
So.
Brian doesn't have internet, but Mo, I think a new free game came out to play, but you had to get the beta, which you had to get a beta key by watching a stream of the game. But Valorant has been huge the last 2 or 3 weeks now, and like everybody's playing it as first-person shooter games. I don't know if you guys seen anything.
I haven't heard of it.
I've seen a lot of stuff on it, and I'm dying to play it, but I don't have the means, especially since there's no internet where I live. But it looks fantastic, and I'm really excited for it.
Yeah, it's like a combination of Counter-Strike and
Overwatch.
Yeah, and Overwatch.
Yeah, it does sound interesting. Okay.
Yeah,
Very cool.
It's gonna be a cool game.
So what else you got lined up for us, Mark?
All right. Well, we have 2 new segments that we're like gonna lead out with, but you guys, as Hawk fans, can contribute to this. So the next 2 things that are coming up will be what is on the internet right now that's super underrated and doesn't have the views that it should have. Now,
I know
the
it's
real
underrated.
Judge of is, so do I. The real judge of it is like, is it really underrated or is it just the worst video on the internet? But we think this next thing is just underrated. That's how we feel about it in general.
Definitely, because there is nothing like a scissor kick to the face on some cheating ass friend who's too wasted to even watch it right now.
Is he alive?
I don't know. He's out for the count.
Oh yeah.
So there we go. He pushes me in and bop! 358 pounds of pressure right to the face. Oh, I love it. Look at that. It's amazing. And he didn't even fall down. He didn't even fall down. How does this not have 1 million views? Who doesn't like watching people get kicked in the face? Like, that's a real kick to the face.
For what is that Candid Camera show? America's Funniest Videos. Definitely.
Oh,
America's Funniest.
That would have won. That would have won.
And the next segment we're doing, you also can contribute. It's called Reversing the Curse. There's a lot of just cursed images, cursed videos out there. And these next cursed images that we're going to leave and exit out with you as we say our goodbyes in a second, Andrew provided for us. He provided the majority of these for us. And that's all I'll really say.
I don't remember this.
Oh, he remembers.
You don't remember this? Okay. Well,
show him.
I guess in general, we'll lead out with these images, and then we'll say our farewells. All right. So here is the reverse the curse.
I like that. It's pretty cool. Mark, I can't believe that's hilarious. Peter Dinklage, Mark. Cursed. This is cursed. That is cursed. Everything's cursed.
Pretty much.
Oh, he lives. Oh, that's great. That is great. Brian as the Joker. I bet you wish you were holding Margot Krim. Magic Mo! Yeah!
It's Magic Mo.
I wish I really looked like that. That would have been good. Oh. Ew. Creston and the pizza.
So every
Stuffed
week,
crust pizza.
you guys can contribute cursed images and videos every week, including if your stuff you think is underrated, you can send it to us and we can show it on the show. You think you have some good stuff that's underrated, send it to us and we'll put it on the show.
Absolutely. We would love it.
That's pretty much it, though.
Yeah, so that's pretty much what we're gonna do. We want to drop a little fun skit for you guys, and just go through the motions with you. We want to talk about what you guys want to talk about. We appreciate all the love and support you guys give us. Please like, share, follow, hit the notification bell. Make sure you're following us. Definitely check us out on Instagram. Follow us on Instagram. I will be dropping hints through the week what we will be talking about, and just little fun stuff here and there. You know, maybe I feel a little something, drop a dirty freestyle for you, or whatever the whatnot. So please follow us on Instagram. We just got a new Instagram, putting in work. You know what I mean? Putting in that work.
Yeah.
Another thing that I want to do after Harley, one of our wonderful hosts here on Over the Top, has just dropped his own podcast on the Anchor app. Why don't you talk a little bit about that, Brian, before we go?
So I think we all have that that little voice inside our head that likes to cause trouble, to put it nicely. You know, we all have those moments where things happen and you don't really know how to explain it, and eventually over time it just kind of builds up and it gets worse and worse and worse, and then one day you snap. Basically, my podcast, the After Harley Show, is the story of my life. You know, except for, of course, you know, fictionalized names and places and a little bit of alterations to the timeline, and it's my life with a slightly fictional take, so that I don't get sued by anybody who doesn't like what I have to say.
Well, let me say this. I will say this about Brian's podcast. It's fucking awesome. It's fun to listen to. He definitely brings an energy that you can follow the story along and actually see it in your mind. Brian, and I don't say this because like I'm his friend or anything like that. Brian is probably one of the most talented people I have ever met in my entire life, and his power to create and imagine is awesome. You should stop by and listen to this podcast. You can listen to it on the way to work. You can check this out. I mean, it's really cool. It's really cool. I don't want Brian to give you the kitchen and sink. I want you guys to sign on and listen to it. I appreciate you telling us a little something there, Brian.
For sure.
So you know, this is Brian's childhood. He actually remembers from the age of 1 year old and on. He remembers it all. He's one of those like special people with that really awesome memory. So as he recalls in the most entertaining fashion possible, you should listen to the podcast.
Yes, very entertaining. A little dark and twisted too. So yes, give it a shot. Absolutely. So thank you once again, guys. You guys want to say bye to the Hawks?
Of course.
Hey, once again, thank you for all the support. We appreciate it very much. Thank you.
Thank you,
guys. All right, guys. It's about that time. You guys have a great night. Thanks for coming out.
Take care, guys.
Yeah.
Problems I solve them. I run through the money, the pressure be calling. Left on my blessings, I feel like I'm falling. The 30 is back. Tell me I'm garbage, I'm going through something, that's why I ain't calling. Phone and progressive.
Man, I want to freestyle on a beat like that.
Why you need to know this is birds? You don't know about birds.
I would destroy this beat.
Don't do discussions, don't brag about hundreds. Don't go to your places, I know that they fucking. Don't call me your brother, I barely can trust that. Pretty sure that she bagging the bucket. And I'ma need all of my dollars on corporate, so hand me the money, I divvy the pie. I'ma give all of my people a portion to build them a fortune. I'm putting the